Deadly Life All-Star Apologies, Chapter 4. Fucking Sakura is dead. Our strongest freaking ally.
Sakura's
I'm sorry, Aoi.
dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead, checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I. Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone.
What?
Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was murdered. And by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It's one of you. Hirobyaki Otoko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation. I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive you.
One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Oh, Monokuma. Jeez, I didn't know your power level could increase that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
The Monokuma file!
That's right.
Yeah!
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're gonna ruin the little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Uh-huh. Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and
In
then...
other words...
Then I killed her. Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to the most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that, which is why I'm pissed off. Who the fuck would kill Sakura? She's our strongest asset. Like, come on.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
Well, darn.
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe ya.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first.
Shing!
Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes someone?
I won't forgive you.
I hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind, after all. How could you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura. ...
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need more. One more. Kyoko, that's you.
what?
Me? You're already a thorn in my side. It's time to stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hirobyaki Otoko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be so stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion will be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let us in. Just let all of us in. Just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care.
Ah.
I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what could I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided. Well, if Byakuya's the one who did it, then he can, like, tamper with it the most. Like, he's the most suspect, the highest priority suspect in my case, because he's the only one who would find a way to kill her and have her smile. Like, he's smart like that.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Yuna, but you shouldn't agree to his request. But you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. No matter what, Byakuya and you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
Listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura, it's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Investigate. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma file number 4.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. That door has been jammed shut with a chair from the inside of the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after burying the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right?
In other words...
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing as a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life and right before our eyes like this?
Hey,
Our very eyes. Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this type of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means the killer commits his crime, then through some special methods seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if what that was, right?
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the criminal crime is committed. Oh?
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a trap gap in the door, something like that.
However...
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have a gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
It's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other
They
words...
stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible,
It's
maybe?
true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually locked room at all. Not a locked
In
room.
other words...
By that I mean there's actually an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. And you think we can cross that one off too?
Indeed.
I believe so, yes. So, when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of the 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during the trial. But for now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Boing up. Alright. I think I'm going to talk to them first before I investigate.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya,
you.
Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. Unfortunately, the trial requires us to choose just one, honey. I couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own, but when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file says she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Aoi's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she had asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place where she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Well, I can ask Byakuya in here, but I wanna...
However,
For Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly did, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance. If they expected to stand any chance against her. All right, Byakuya, I gotta ask you about your note. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to ask you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, since you're questioning it, I doubt it is. Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks. Byakuya's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright, now that I've spoken to the alive people in the room, let's look at the dead person in the room. Look at the definition on her muscles, like she, I don't know, oh. Like, we have lost, like, a good 50% chance of surviving now that she's gone. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she also had vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, and I never got to find out who the person she was trying to surpass was. Maybe her getting hit on the head someone caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya!
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. So, it's going to be important that Hina didn't let anyone else get them, so someone else probably knows about that candy wrapper or has one. There are shards of glass scattered around the chair Sakura was sitting on. Oh, it's the bottle thingy that the chest pieces are in. The glass is all red, and there are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So it must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. There's the it's the knight. It's a figure. It fits the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor. Ooh, pardon me. Has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. It's one of these bottles. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, and inside each bottle, there is some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottle. It's like the ship in the bottle thing, probably.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Thank you. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So, this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. What? The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. There's some blood on the floor right in there. Okay. Is this where she vomited? There's a blood stain from the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Well, if she vomited blood, obviously she wasn't dying right away, so she probably, like, stumbled over to the couch. Magazine, bookshelf, blood stain. Is there anything on the shelf? Same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds here. But nothing important. Okay. This is open now. Huh? The locker's open, and there's there on the inside. It's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and left a handprint in the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone's hiding in the locker and they left a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in there until the locker room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back, before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh, it was open. Oh yeah, the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? What's happening to my voice? Locker handprint has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Okay. Is there anything else in here worth looking at? Oh, this. Even though I did that. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room. Oh. Oh, it's her protein design she was talking about.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. But still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the chem lab has all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can, they're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of that. So, the killer did something different because that obviously means that the thing was put there after I broke the window. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. I do! Empty protein drink has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. The chair was shoved against the doorknob so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism that was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Well, that's not important. I don't need to talk about it. Alright, let's go to the chem lab. The door's the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence of any kind of string or mechanism that was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. And there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that, so the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Rec room door has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Then how did they... Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
so then,
Then you should probably go talk to people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't
listen
leave.
to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's got a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay, but I also want to look at the chem lab. Okay, can I just leave? Okay, I'll just have to do it the old way. Alright. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Guess I'm going there first. Don't really have much of a choice. Kyoko, Taka's dead. Mondo's dead. Makoto's me. Sayaka's dead. Byakuya I already spoke to. And the next one should be Toko's room. Toko. I press the doorbell. Right after a few seconds. What's wrong?
Who's there?
It's Makoto, your friend. Ugh, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what
What
do
do
you want?
Yeah, she's
So
talking.
you're back to normal.
Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach.
She said Jill, but I don't think she really cares either way.
I was in such a good mood, too.
I'm sorry. She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously, annoyed Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I want to talk about the fact that Sakura asked to meet with you.
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Yaki already told me she had to ask to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So, can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note, but I didn't go see her. I was so scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Huh, Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added to the Truth Bullet section of her handbook. Celeste is dead. Chihiro is dead. Aoi is dead. Sakura, can I check her room? This is Sakura's room. Okay, guess not. Leon died. Yasuhito. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How did you know about that?
Could it be...
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention to the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
Last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. Except when she gave you the note, because that happened after. Yasuhito, you're really bad at lying. While I'm out here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. There was feeling around in his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hina's pockets. Huh?
What?
Quick as the wind, Kyoto snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pockets.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hito said it was just as trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. We know there's not because Aoi just said that no one but her and Sakura would have had one. Pocket trash has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. Okay, so far from Toko and Hito, what next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I can do this myself game. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? The chem lab, obviously. We've already looked at the freaking crime scene, so there's no point in looking at the crime scene again until we have more evidence, which might be in the chem lab. So there. Going through here. Pardon me. Go through there. Up the stairs. When I get there. There we go. Second floor. Need no more. Find this next floor. To get to the chem room door. There's the rec room. I think it's the next floor the chem room's on. Yeah. Alright, cool. Up we go. Oh, it's such an expansive building now. The weird one. Data lab, that's locked. Office. No. Chem. Yes. Oh, geez, something spilled. Oh, yeah. Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. Listen, if you've got this whole, like, master subordinate thing going on, you gotta pay me to freaking comply. You hear me, Vakia? I don't do that shit because I want to. So, did you find out anything? Somehow I can sense him saying, leave me alone, without him even having to say it. Well, fine, I'll look alone. It's pretty obvious there's a spill on the ground, but I can't look quite at it. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it, like the giant stain. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more importantly right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Well, let's look at the bottle and see what it is. That's poison. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? So now we have the option. That would make sense. If Sakura vomited blood, she was poisoned. And that's how. But why would she look? Like, I'm assuming she was the one who pushed the chair in front of the door because the killer wasn't in the room. There's no way they were. Unless there is a way that we're not finding out yet. But so far it's implying that there was no one in the room except for Sakura. So if Sakura was poisoned and then maybe hiding from someone in the rec room and she closed the door to like, blockade herself in, and then she's like, okay, well, I just have to wait until, like, someone comes around and I'm, like, not alone anymore, so she goes to grab a magazine. But little did she know that they already poisoned her protein drink, and she started vomiting blood, and she sat down in the chair. But I don't know why she would smile. She had a lot of stuff she wanted to do. She wanted to friggin' fight Monokuma and protect Aoi. Like, that doesn't make sense. Looks like the bottle had a label on it, Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. And this powder must have been spilled.
So, in other words...
That's right, it could have only been spilled around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must have been related to the case. It must be related to the case somehow. Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Like these ones? These are footprints. And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. What an insufferable, with an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and said, well, let's go, chop chop. Okay, but I expect money when we get out. If we get out, honestly, at this point, with only, 5 people, it doesn't seem likely. So I got to work, and before long, I'd drawn a sketch of the room. Okay, so how's this? I can see that. Why did we need to draw it? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me.
See.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. Why did you have to draw it down to figure that out? They came in, went straight to the shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me. Yes, but you didn't need to draw the footprints in order to figure that out. That's so stupid. Look at them. They're right in front of... Makoto literally said that they were... Okay.
It's certainly
These
possible.
footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Bakia said. Wanna look at my feet? I see your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately, with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these footprints really are a valuable clue. I should probably take a good look, hard look at the. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor on the front shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, which didn't require a drawing on paper, but whatever, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Can I, look at them more, or is it just going to say the same thing? Yeah, okay, it's the same thing. I don't care. The drawing is stupid. You're stupid. Alright, what was in the left shelf that they were getting? Let's see what's on this shelf. There are all kind of dietary supplements and different medicines. Also poison. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. There's poison right there. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with letter A and the number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit, section A. Okay. Did the protein drink say Chem A or Chem... Wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here by accident? Anything in the other shelves? So on this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals. I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. To put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh?
What?
What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving section B. Huh, I don't see anything out of the ordinary here, in which case I don't think I have to worry too much about it. On this shelf oh, lots of poison. One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A, but what concerns me is that in that Section A, there's a bottle labeled from Section B. And what was the bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem Lab shelf has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. I've already taken a good look at the Chem Lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Well then, let's go. I'm just gonna see if there's a coin here, real quick. Yeah. Coin! Yay! Now I get to check the camera, because it's giving me a reason to look at other stuff. Yes. No coin. Okay. Worth a shot. Alright. Back downstairs. Oh, my urge to find coins now are rising. I'm just gonna check this room. If there's no coin in this room, then I'll just go right downstairs. No coin. No coin. No coin. No coin. No coin. Alright. We're out. Back to the rec room. Oh. You always turn around. I don't like it. Going this way. Down the stairs. This way. Take the stairs. It's a really weird layout. Like, why would they not have staircases? Like, I get why in game mechanic mode, but if you're thinking of this as like an actual... Oh, wait, did I go down too many? Where's the rec room? No. Wait. Where am I? I think I go back up. Yeah, the rec room's right here. I passed the friggin' stairs. Alright, I'm back.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro told me.
I see.
So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do want to look at them one more time. You do well to look at them one more time. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything else. You gotta grope her. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body?
Whew.
There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although there are still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you?
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Oh, she had the powder on her foot. But it said my foot was too big. So it's not hers, because her feet are definitely bigger than mine. Her
Correct.
shoes? You see the yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands
I
out.
see.
The powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder's been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. That's the poison. What if she just grabbed her protein drink and accidentally spilled the poison and then killed herself? Maybe she didn't even know. But that still doesn't explain why the door had a freaking chair against it.
Hey.
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting
Correct.
thing. Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Kyoko's examination summary has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. And the bottles. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and I'm sure you'll find it. There's a pawn, a rook, a bishop, and I think that's the king or the queen, I'm not sure. A correlation. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree, otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree? Monokuma bottles have been updated to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, all I can see that matters about the correlation is that they're different pieces. Other than that, they're all the same.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's been bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it if you don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle and try to get the smaller pieces too? Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like
That
that?
doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine, and that obnoxious Byaki is not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab while I'm gone. Try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I'd better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare with the weight of what? The pieces of glass you collected in one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? It's the point of the experiment. It makes sense when we're done.
Listen.
Let's first compare the weight of the 2 normal Monokuma bottles. Well, they're going to be the same, right? It's balanced, although they shouldn't be, unless the pieces are, like, weighed out to weigh the same even though they have different shapes.
In other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same and nothing else could really affect the
So
weight.
then...
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up to the side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here
so
and there.
then...
Okay then, let's give it a try. Oh. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier, so then it's 2 bottles, not 1. How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought.
In
What?
other
The
words...
result of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all
Hey.
together, and I believe we will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So I have to find... That makes sense, because we're missing the king, or the queen. I don't know which is which. So what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. And then the magazines. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Clue. Huh? The magazine's upside down. It's the... something ladies. I'm not good at reading upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. Toko? This is... one of the pages near the center of the magazine. A word's been written in bold, bloody letters. It said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message. Then it wasn't Sakura because you specifically said that her hands were clean of blood.
However...
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that? That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. Owie, dude, we're all gonna die if you don't calm the fuck down. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, to me, that makes more... if anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh geez, is that it? For time to do the trial?
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Whatever, just get on with the
Should
trial
I do
thing.
it? Is it okay? Can I?
I guess I've investigated all there is to investigate. This was a shorter one than usual.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right?
Big red door on the first floor of the school.
Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school.
You got it, bud.
See you soon.
On our way. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. There's so few of us. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up one after another, and then... The ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery!
What?
What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face that turns positive, does that have something to do with why Sakura was smiling? Or even in death?
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. XD! This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put on a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? Sad face. T-O-T. He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't
Nothing.
wait!
Please get on the elevator. Whoop. I don't know how he's showing these emotions in reality. I'll see y'all down there. Doot, doot. What the hell was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer? What the heck? Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough, because there can be no doubt one of us here is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us?
Don't look at me!
I said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. The culprit is one of us, make no mistake about that. Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you? What the heck? How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat? Oh, and then because I didn't do it. Okay. Hey. Standing around here isn't going to do any good. Let's get going. Surveillance camera? I just don't think I'll ever get used to it. Oh, come on. Even right before a trial, it says the same thing. One of the monitors won't do any good, but ignore it. Whatever, I want to see if there was a point. We're leaving now. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. With each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. There's so few of us, like everyone's gonna die. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar plunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one last classmate again, or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are you ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Alright, preparation. Oops, I don't want presents, I want truth bullets. Alright, Monokuma file number 4. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. A chair had been jammed against the door within the rec room, blocking access from the outside. It is believed that the killer did this to create a locked room scenario. Yeah, I know. Sakura was found dead seated in a chair, slumping forward. Traces of blood were found from around her mouth, presumably from when she vomited blood. However, there was no injury or indication as to why she would have vomited blood. I'm assuming that's because she took some poison. A blood stain was found in front of the shelf of magazines. The blood is presumed to be Sakura's. There is currently no explanation for how a blood stain would have appeared so far away from where the victim was found. If she was poisoned, she wouldn't have died instantaneously and would have, stumbled. I don't understand is why she's smiling. At one point, Aoi had been injured and taken to the nurse's office. After she was taken care of, she gave a piece of candy to Sakura, which had this type of wrapper. According to Aoi, she had monopolized this candy as soon as it had become available, so obtaining a piece would have been difficult to impossible. There were pieces of red glass scattered near the table in the rec room. After finding the top and bottom pieces, it was concluded that the shards must have come from a bottle. Possibly two, because they weighed more. A Monokuma figure was found laying on the rec room floor. It would fit roughly in the palm of your hand. There are a number of red bottles on the shelf in the rec room. Inside each bottle is a Monokuma figure. Additionally, there seems to be some kind of unknown correlation between the bottles. An empty protein drink was found near the rec room door. The container had a label reading Chem A2. The shards of glass from the window was that was broken to get into the room were both found around and underneath the container. Bah, that was hard for some reason. A fresh handprint was found inside the rec room's open locker. Since the locker was open before they opened the locked room, there's no way someone was hiding there before they arrived. Sakura had written notes to Toko, Byakuya, and Yasuhiro asking them to meet her in the rec room by noon. She had slid these notes underneath each person's room door. Byakuya confirmed that he received Sakura's note, but also claimed that he never went to see her and in fact had not seen her at all that day. Toko confirmed that she received Sakura's note, but also claimed she never went to see her. A small bit of garbage accidentally fell out of Yasuhiro's pocket. It was a piece of paper with red polka dots on it. Yellow powder was found on the instep of Sakura's foot. Sakura suffered 2 blows to the head, not one. No blood was found on either of her hands. All the Monokuma bottles appear to be roughly the same weight. However, when the bottle shards were weighed against an intact bottle, the shards were found to be heavier. On the magazine shelf, one magazine had been put back upside down. Inside this magazine, Toko's name had been written in blood. It is assumed that whoever wrote it used their finger to do so. On the shelf in the chem lab, Section A contains supplements, Section B contains reagents, and Section C contains harmful chemicals. A bottle of poison labeled in Section C has been placed in the Section A of the shelves. There is a broken bottle in the front of the chem lab shelf which was labeled Chem C4. The powder on the floor is assumed to have come from this. According to Byakuya, the powder would have had to have been spilled after the incident took place. Someone had left footprints in the powder spilled from the chem lab. Those footprints appear only on the leftmost section of the shelf. From this, it can only be assumed that the suspect had a business in this area. Alright. Let's do it. I'm good. I don't know. I'm fine. I'll be okay. Trial. Class trial. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
You do this
so,
every time.
Your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Okay.
Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
I'm about to say the same thing. Isn't that how the last trial started? With, oh my god, I'm having issues. Yeah, Byakuya was like, we already know who did it. It was Genocide Jack.
The one who killed Sakura
No, that was for Chihiro. Shit.
is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Go, Aoi. Also, though, we're gonna die if you just sit there and start pointing fingers. We actually have to figure this out. Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Alright. Make your argument. Aoi's account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's
Oh.
about as low as you can
Get!
Yeah, I missed it. Alright, let me try again. There's some concrete reason Hina
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
No, it's not the only reason. I have other reasons you're accused. Break!
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's a good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Well, Hito seems the most nervous about it. Like, he's lying and he had the candy wrapper. Yeah, the pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
Okay.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us,
But you all denied that
I
you saw
never
her.
went to see her.
No. Damn it. That was for Yasuhito, not fucking Byakuya. Yeah, that was my fault. I don't know why I did that. That was completely
The
stupid.
fact that Sakura, there's no way that one of you is
I don't deny that I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Now I need Yasuhito to say it.
Yeah, same here. I never saw...
No, that's wrong.
I don't know why I hit on Byakuya. I wasn't thinking. That was dumb. Break!
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
I think you know.
red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
How many did you give her, though? Because if you only gave her one, then she had it near her.
No,
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
I feel like this raises other problems like, hey, Aoi, why the fuck aren't you sharing candy with
In
us?
that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Can he answer, please?
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
She only got it after going to the nurse's
When?
office.
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Yeah, so Hiro, did you kill Sakura? What Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could only have gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is... What? No. When? Okay. Okay, sorry, it's just the way they worded it. I was
sure
like,
about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it!
really, that was dumb.
I mean, what I meant was...
But it's way too early for it to be Yasuhito, at least right away, without more evidence.
Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Well, yeah, because you said you didn't.
Why the sudden hostility?
Yeah.
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
Okay,
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
I agree.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
No, she's acting like herself. You're the one who's acting more suspicious than usual. Baki and Toko are their usual snotty selves. You're being very nervous.
More hostility.
Really?
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Then share with the class, Yasuhito.
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be? I'm pretty sure they're talking about the
At
magazine.
the scene of the crime,
Yeah.
she had written out Toko in her own blood, right?
But her hands were clean.
It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Oh my god. It's like we've done this 4 times. Can people please learn?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
Stop calling her that. I don't like
But
it.
if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
That's right! I forgot about that. Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was...
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it.
Okay.
I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense?
I must have missed something. I don't know what he's talking
What
about.
doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found a dying message during the investigation, in which case that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. What did Hiro just tell us? Shit, I wasn't paying attention enough, apparently. Magazine's dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message.
Okay.
When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem?
I don't know.
What I said makes total sense.
You said the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time where was the magazine? On the shelf!
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Maybe
I
that's
found
it.
the
No, I'll try
magazine
to...
tucked away. When I pulled it out,
What's your What I said makes total sense.
Yeah. Let me try when he says
I can
when
tell
her body
you
was found.
exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Fuck you.
And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had...
I found the magazine tucked. When I pulled it out,
What's your What I said makes total sense.
Yeah. Just your white noise fucked with me.
I can tell you exactly.
When Ogre's body was discovered.
What? Is not that one? What's wrong? Did I say something weird?
Shoot!
I need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction somewhere.
I can
What?
tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh, fuck. I hate myself.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked
No,
away
fuck
on
you.
the magazine shelf.
No.
I
I'm
can tell you
confused.
exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No, fuck off.
And I can tell you when it was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
when I pulled it out,
What's your What I said makes total
Try again,
sense.
try again. I know. You suck.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
No! Why is there
I can
two?
tell you when it was only after
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
when I pulled it out.
What's your What I said makes total sense.
Oh, fuck me.
I can tell you exactly when I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Break!
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it?
Because if someone wrote it before Sakura was killed, maybe it wasn't about that.
All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us. Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Thank you. Her hands were clean of any blood.
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. I know this one. The moment of truth already. Oh, okay. I guess we're doing
Show
the...
me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Help me!
The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
I failed. Ugh. I fucked up. Yeah, I want to try again.
I refuse to give up yet.
This one really confuses me. It's rhythm, and then there's buttons and a reload, and then I know there's a way to make myself invincible, but I can't remember which button that is.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap.
Final strike, thank goodness.
Show me the
Kyoko's
proof.
examination summary.
This should prove it.
She didn't write it herself because her hands were clean of blood. Break!
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But
Sakura had the clean hands of a saint.
both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Which I feel like might be metaphorical of her personality, because Sakura, honestly, in my opinion, was probably the sweet, like most caring of everyone, because everyone else had like some kind of ulterior motive or fear, but Sakura just wanted to protect everyone. Like, yes, she was the freaking mastermind's assistant, but what did she even do to them? Like, from what I'm hearing, she was supposed to kill someone if Sayaka hadn't, but Sayaka did. So what did Sakura do that caused her to betray us? It sounds like she refused and then fought Monokuma.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
What?
He admits it.
I figured as much.
Why?
But why would you write something like that?
Hiro, I thought you were a goofball. Are you trying to blame someone else for murder?
Because I killed her!
Oh my god. You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened.
Okay.
I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
Listen, Byakuya, we haven't gotten to the part whether we figured out if you are telling the truth about going or not either.
And when I got there...
Oh, I guess I'm reading this. Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple other people to meet me as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help you, give you some energy. Oh, sure. Thanks.
That's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me.
What are you talking about? She's gonna go against the mastermind. Did you? But no.
She was gonna kill me and make her escape.
You know, but what about the poison? Did you poison her or did you hit her on the head? Or did you do both?
So of course I freaked out, and then...
You hit her on the
I saw
head!
my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
That's so rude. She's just chilling there and you just hit her on the fucking head? She gave you candy.
I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that.
Jesus!
Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed.
But if that's it, then that's not what killed her, because she got hit again and she was poisoned, obviously, because of the vomiting blood.
So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
I mean, that's a fair reaction, trying to be accused for murder, but I don't think he did it. I don't think that's what killed her.
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
I am curious what his execution would be like if we get to see it. Not that I want Hiro to die, that's the thing. I don't want anyone else to die. But whoever did kill Sakura, I'm curious what their execution will be, because they've been pretty weird lately. Because, like, I thought it had to do with the talents when Leon got baseballed, and then Mondo got biked up. But then Celeste got burnt at the stake like a witch, even though she's a gambler and that has nothing to do with gambling. So I wonder if his would be about his clairvoyance or something about, like, the occult.
You're not gonna get off that easy.
Okay.
It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Okay.
We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
Owie. I understand that you're upset, but there were 2 hits in the head and she was clearly poisoned.
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain.
Multiple things.
And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What do you have to do after writing the message that doesn't make sense?
I got it! That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Maybe after Hiro went in, Yakuya and Toko went in. I'm confused about this one.
Then he's not lying?
Apparently not.
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
Well, yeah, plus... never mind.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Which means it was Toko. Or Toko and Byakuya, and Toko saw it and hid it. Because someone was in the locker, too. And... I don't know. Who wouldn't like what had been written? It's only one choice.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
Because it's her name.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room? Why would I have... Wait, but more important... That doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
Yeah, but someone else hit him, and then poison, and there's powder, and the blood on the floor, and it just doesn't add up. Plus, she was smiling.
That's right. I killed her.
Stop!
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
Her head's too thick to go down with one hit.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer. And I have to prove that. Well, this is easy. There are many things that could prove that he's not the killer. What's my bullet argument? Okay. Any one of these could work.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
You hit her
Alright,
from behind.
I think it's that
You
one.
only hit-
Yeah, just once after the first and
See? Hero really is the killer!
Maybe it's also
didn't want
Kyoko
to,
saying
but-
just once, though.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle.
Whenever I see
from
the one, I
shelf
have to be ready
nearby,
for the white noise.
and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You
No!
hit her from behind, and you only hit her.
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered.
Fuck.
and
See? Hero really is the killer!
I'm fine. I got this. I got this. I'll
I
do
didn't
it.
want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf
It's
nearby,
either going to be the status or the
and I
just
hit
once.
Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
Why are you like this?
You hit her,
Spacesis?
and you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle
and
See? Hero really is
Okay.
the killer!
Okay, I got this. I got this. I got this.
but I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind
No,
before
fuck.
she could do anything.
No! Okay, so it's the other one. Then. No, the status of her body. No, I got this. I got this. I got
I
this.
didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do
No?
anything. Shoot!
Oh, maybe the
didn't
just
want
once
to, but I
status
grabbed
of
the
Sakura's
Monokuma
body
I hit
then.
Ogre from behind.
You hit her from behind, and you only hit her once.
Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No?
Shoot!
Uh,
I didn't
now I'm
want to,
confused.
but
Oh,
I did it.
I grabbed the
Kyoko's
Monokuma
examination
and I hit
summary is
Ogre
what I
from
want. That's
behind.
why.
Before she could do anything.
Oh, fuck! It's just once then. No, I got this. I got this. I got this. I got this. Don't fail me. Don't fail me. I got
I
this.
didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma bottle and I hit Ogre
From behind before she could do.
You hit her from behind, and you only hit her once. Is that
Yeah, just once.
Thank you. I didn't fail it. Break.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Dun dun dun.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
That and there were 2 bottles.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
But it doesn't look like there was another bottle missing from the shelf,
2
so I wonder where it came
wounds
from.
means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves.
They weigh the same, but the shards are 2. Poor Sakura.
There's something
Oh, there are
very
2 missing there.
suspicious about those bottles.
When I looked at it, I thought there was the space in the middle, but no, there's definitely 2 spaces there that were hit. So it's the queen and the. Oh, I'm so bad at freaking guessing which one. Oh, no. There's the bishop, the pawn, the. I think that's called the rook. I'm not quite sure. And the king, which leaves the knight, which we found, and the queen. So we don't know where the queen is.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf,
But
right?
there are 6 chess pieces.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
But it's very clearly one bottle there. Like, where's the lid
That
for the
was
other
the bottle
bottle?
Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
See, I'm not good at counting things, so I didn't notice that.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
Because they're chess pieces and there's 6 chess pieces.
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
They're chess pieces. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles, it feels like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be is the object that the Monokuma figure had inside each bottle is holding, or whatever. Oh, am I gonna do? Yeah, okay. Alright, chess pieces. Yeah. Alright, so I need a C. And then I need an E. And then I need an S. And then I need a P. And then I need an E. And then I need an E.
Now
Chess
I understand.
Real complete. Oh, I thought I was gonna say break. Now I feel dumb.
That's it. The chess pieces.
Of course.
Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
I was right. It was a rook. I'm smart. I just don't know it.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
Shit, I didn't read the last one. Was it king or
I
queen?
guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain.
I've been playing chess since I was like 5.
In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn.
Okay,
Just
so
those
that
4.
was the king.
And on the ground was the knight.
So the queen was missing.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
Apparently.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
Except it did.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the missing bottle was missing.
I got it!
Obviously.
The bottle must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because the shards are still there.
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
But instead of just saying what it was, I have to use the game to, like, make it sound like I'm very stupid with figuring it out.
What is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that, Koki and I figured it out before. I got this. I got this. No, that by itself isn't ample evidence. Oh, wait. I just embarrassed myself. No! Single broken bottle. Figured it out. Okay, my bad. So I need the one with it on the scale.
I got it!
Yeah, now we go.
Earlier,
Got half a heart back.
Kyoko and I did a little experiment.
Yes, we did. But we better explain that before someone starts thinking of innuendos.
We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is...
It says heavier, but his voice actor just said heavy.
there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
To make it look like she died from one blow to the head that Hito did.
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakuda's second attacker.
I got it!
Some bowling
The
aficionados,
bottle that
okay.
was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack. so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Squint eyes.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
And that's when she was hiding in the locker.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am.
Really?
Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever.
Funny how knowing that you're not the killer makes you so much more, loose-lipped.
So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you didn't think to remember that until just now.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Thank you, Byakuya, saying what I'm thinking, although I still don't like you.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Okay.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
You don't think that maybe you would have worried about her still being in the room and seeing that?
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
The locker.
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
The locker.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
Okay. No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. And I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. A new element's been added. Oh, come on. So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Do you have any idea how much this fucking thing I hate? Now you have to choose the proper tooth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way during the non-stop debate. Simply press the L1. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless, just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you! Oh, cool, halfway point. Well then, good luck and have fun. The moment of truth. God, I hate this.
It's a lie. I admit nothing.
Oh, I see how this works now.
I hate you. I curse you. No! That's enough. I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Oh, I'm losing. I hate this.
No! That's enough! That's enough!
This should prove it.
There we go. Break!
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Hides her hands. I don't have hands. What? I lost them in the war.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up.
I don't have hands. I just told you I lost them. Then how are you writing stories as an author?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Yep, Byakuya.
Okay, it's my handprint.
So fast when he tells her.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
It's because Byakuya told her. Too bad we have no one to tell Byakuya to tell the
Then
truth.
you killed Sakura!
But wait, she was poisoned too.
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I think Byakuya did it this
Probably
time.
did kill her.
Jeez.
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room.
This is kind of fucking funny, the way he's just like, say it, and she's like, okay.
I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
You fucking bitch!
Well, that's awkward.
Just a bit.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura? After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling.
Oh, she's just knocked out and she was waking up and groaning.
And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me.
So you hit her again? Poor fucking Sakura.
When I saw all that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines.
So it was Jill or Jack that hit
I
her.
don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Her, you mean obviously, she means...
Guess who's back?
Hi.
It was your fault after all!
But I don't think she would have, poisoned Sakura.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories.
Ah, shit. I accidentally pressed it when he wasn't done. That's my bad.
So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle.
Oh my god.
Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible!
Jeez.
No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
But you might not have because she was still poisoned.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
Oh my god.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
But she had a head wound.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
I feel so bad for Sakura right now.
Hey, come on. That's,
Rude! You hurt her because she said that she was going to end everything. And she was probably going to let you and Toko and Byakuya in on her plan. Why she wasn't going to include Makoto and Kyoko, I don't know. But still, we're not going to judge her because she's dead.
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good. Keep talking like that and Hina's gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
What is with you?
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
She wasn't poisoned?
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't Byakuya because he wouldn't be the one to say that. It wasn't.
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted.
Do it, bitch.
Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Alright. Yellow powder is probably gonna be it.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up!
So yeah,
I
it's gonna
killed
be
her
a
there in
status.
front of the shelf!
Yeah, first
No,
time.
that's wrong.
That's wrong. Break.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
Byakuya, I swear to God, I almost. I have a feeling he's gonna survive this game. It doesn't make me happy.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Is that why the blood was there? I thought that's where she vomited.
I got it!
Huh.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me! I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors! There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Then what's the deal?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. Genocide or Jill, Jack, apparently in the anime she's called Sho. If you're able to pin up a person with a pair of scissors to a wall, I think you're a little stronger than you're claiming to be.
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But I don't think that she carried Sakura.
But
Aoi, did you do it? You seem very accusatory. I feel like you'd want to know who killed her more.
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained.
Yeah.
Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Thank you, Kyoko, the voice of reason.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Oh my god, that's the first thing Makoto said, and it wasn't.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Incorrect.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
See, that would have made sense if there was a bigger group. There's only like 5 of us.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because
I got it!
I saw for myself.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know! What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
No, someone
I
else
think
did.
the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her! Thank you very much!
I love that face. It's so cute, even with the tongue.
You're lying!
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
Which means she's so fucking tough.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
Poison!
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Poison information. Could we really be missing something so important? Yes, Makoto, you are. If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's the poison. Yellow powder. Yellow powder. It's the yellow powder.
What was it that killed
I
Ogre?
only have 2 hearts.
If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No? Makoto, don't clean him up now. Fuck me.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what
I don't
was
know
it?
then.
There's no other what killed Sakura. I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
That's it? Okay, let's try the Monokuma
What
file
was it
then.
that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
Oh. Break!
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottle, she cut the inside of her mouth.
But Monokuma said she vomited blood, not cut the inside of her
If
mouth.
that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Thank you.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
Maybe she's a coroner.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Or a detective.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely,
Poison.
Sakura was poisoned.
Thank you.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Thank you.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
Jesus Christ. Hold her tongue twirls.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Which was just stupid.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
I could have brought that up forever ago.
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Actually, it came from Section A.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya showed us, I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements and positive.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
If someone poisoned her protein drink.
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Whoa! I couldn't believe my fucking eyes! Byakuya's gonna kill himself, kill himself, kill himself. Byakuya's gonna kill himself, Byakuya's gonna die. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it was the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Okay, I'm assuming he's saying that it was switched with the protein like I kind of said, although I thought the poison was put in her protein. Either way, though, is that not still the poison bottle? Because there could still be poison in it, and it doesn't take a lot of poison to hurt a person.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
I've already proved my point and looked like a douchebag. Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger with her tongue.
It's protein powder.
But it could still have poison in it! Oh my god!
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
In the protein drink. The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been... Could it be? Hangman's Gambit. Alright, please be a word that I know. Oh god. Protein drink. Okay, I got this. R. T. E. N. D. No! Fuck off. I. N. I got you, bitch.
Now I understand.
Fuck, but I lost a friggin' heart there.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Oh my god. Something at the scene?
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains.
So she probably wanted it after getting hit in the head twice with friggin' thick-ass bottles. Oh, Sakura, you didn't deserve this.
So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison.
Everyone's out to get her. I just want to give Sakura a hug, but she's dead.
I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
If you're talking about the footprints, I don't know what everyone's feet look like. Evidence that shows who switched them has to be what we found in front of the shelf. The footprints. Oh, right here.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I don't know whose feet those are.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison.
I can see that. It makes it very clear from looking at it. I hate this stupid
The
drawing.
culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
But they would have had to go to Section C, so it had been switched before that.
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem.
Or at least before the thing
All
spilled.
we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Wait.
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
You killed Sakura?
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep, I did it. I killed Sakura.
I was kind of joking when I asked if she did it. Like she was being suspicious, I just assumed. I don't know. Fuck me.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
I could have mistaken it. I mean,
And
they
the
weren't high
only
heels,
people
but no one here
who
wears
wear
heels.
sneakers are...
Makoto. Sneakers, not the only people wearing it. Makoto and Hina.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
We're looking at his feet. These footprints must be Makoto. Are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
She has.
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
Yeah.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
Hina doesn't seem like that kind of person.
Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Wait, something still doesn't add up though. Because her footprints are on the powder. But I remember right before Hina admitted it that Sakura had the yellow powder on her foot. So she was in the chem lab for some reason, which means she wasn't just handed the drink. And she's the one who spilled the poison. But the footprints on the poison are Hina's, so she spilled the poison, left, and then Hina went up to get the poison. But I don't understand why she would have done that.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink, but when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
Holy shit.
She downed it. All at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
Kyoko's not that dull.
You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind.
Let Kyoko talk
Funny
first.
words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them.
Okay.
Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves, just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism.
Told you, she's not that dull.
But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
The locked room?
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter.
You're lying.
Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Oh.
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
But there was powder on Sakura's foot. Did Sakura do it to her? Did Sakura kill herself? But why would she do
Are
that?
you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
Well, why was it on Sakura's foot?
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit.
You're looking nervous, though.
There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Oh, but I think you're wrong, Byakuya.
Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Oh, but I think you're wrong, Byakuya.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
But that's not...
I see. Okay then, go on.
No, that doesn't add up because the bottle was in Section A. You didn't break it.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder. And that's where I switched them.
Okay, but there were two poisons.
Once I was done with that...
And Sakura has it on her foot. I think Sakura might have gotten herself killed.
I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right?
But the footprints are only in front of
Meaning
Section A.
you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true... Yes, the footprints. It's a little strange. Stop showing me that dumb
Can you
picture.
repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
Until I figure out why the fuck Sakura did this. How long? Until we figure it out. Until I can cover the full truth of this case. I'm assuming it's gonna be the
First,
footprints.
I went to Section C.
Okay.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
No, that's wrong.
It's wrong! Break!
You said you went to get the poison from Section C. And that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
It's wrong.
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
She didn't notice the powder, though.
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just so nervous. I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Explain your lying.
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well... You see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
He's breaking his nerve
And
now.
the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
Okay.
Evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Jackie, calm down. You're gonna get yourself and all of us killed.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Oh?
Did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
She's enjoying this. He's not.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
He doesn't like not
I
knowing.
found this.
A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle, and the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder.
You could have drank
I
glass.
couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then, Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Oh god.
Me?
No, you're making Jackie look dumb, not me.
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remember now. I broke... Oh.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
The bottle should have been...
I got it! The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Even though the bottle shouldn't have been up there. She switched. She put the poison, or the powder. She did it after we broke in.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality,
When she went to get everyone?
that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
Look at his face.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Too bad, Byakuya. Keep up, you little bitch.
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked, but how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked?
Because it was on top of the glass.
We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right?
She killed herself. She put the poison, and then why would Aoi made it look like she was murdered?
That can wasn't there when she died. How did she get poisoned?
She did it herself.
We do need to explain that.
But why?
But before
and then
we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
That's why it doesn't. No one can explain the locked room because Sakura did it, and maybe Aoi tried to stop her, and she locked Aoi out. But I still don't know why.
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Liar.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
He's getting so
How
upset.
can you know what I don't know?
How do you know what I don't know when I, Byakuya, know all things that people shouldn't know? The reason she could say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can in the rec room after it was opened. Based on glass. Make my argument. Source of powder, empty protein kit. Okay. I don't think it's going to be any of those ones. I think I'll have to scan.
Can, there's not a doubt in my mind.
Okay.
Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
Okay.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. it had to have been in there the whole time.
Chill out, Byakuya.
It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
When locked room was unlocked. In other words, when I broke the window. If I concentrate on that.
When it comes to that protein can,
So it's when Byakuya says before the room was unlocked.
Absolutely wasn't.
So you're set. Someone planted. No.
It had to have been in there. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
when it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my... Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after...
No.
It
I'm
had
so
to have been
confused.
in there the whole... It had to be. It was in there before the rec room...
No, I know.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in... Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely...
So you're saying
There's only two. It's...
No. No, that's it had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
No. Doesn't make sense either. I need to think about it more time.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
I don't know.
someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No.
Fuck me.
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
I don't know. What Kyoko said doesn't make any sense to you either, right? My inference... Fuck me. I got a message and I have one heart left. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Okay.
When it
It's just-
comes to that protein can,
Fuck.
there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible.
Okay.
It had to have been in there the whole time.
I don't know.
It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
I'm so confused. I'm really confused. I know we're concentrating on that,
When it
but
comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was
source of power?
unlocked, it absolutely was
I
not
don't
in
know.
there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time.
I don't know.
It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
No, I don't know.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind.
I don't know, and I'm running out of time too.
Until
I've got a
the
minute and
locked
something
room was
left.
Unlocked. It absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
I don't know.
someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was
Let's
in
do this
there
one.
before.
Yes! Okay!
No, that's wrong.
Oh my god, I'm so close to freaking failing these things. I know I failed like at the beginning, but I'm trying to like get as many points as I can.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Oh, fuck. The way that was worded was stupid.
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I like his panic faces, though. That is nice to see.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it,
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
It would.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
Yup.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it?
It has.
As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
Huh.
if that's all true, then why did I thought we all agreed
Why did I
she was
click that?
tricked into drinking it because of the protein can?
Why did Sakura drink it, is what he was going to say.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was?
She killed herself.
Such a ridiculous fiction as...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Oh! Byakuya! You said please. I feel like he's been humbled by not knowing something.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Sakura because she had
was
it on her
Hina,
foot.
right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
But we know she
What do
did.
you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room had to have been
I got it!
Sakura because she had it on her
I
foot.
think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
So how's this trial gonna go if there's no murderer, though?
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
We're not. No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. It's gonna be the powder on her shoe, right? Powder on her shoe. Oh, moment of truth. Never mind. And then it'll be the powder on her shoe.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! Do you have any kind of
This should prove it.
Break! Sorry, I was nervous that yellow powder wasn't going to be right.
Did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it?
It was.
So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled.
When it was spilled, too.
So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura.
Which is making more sense to me now. Why did she kill herself, though? I don't get it. Was it just because
And
Aoi
when
got
Sakura
attacked?
dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep.
I don't
Is
get
there
what that
any
one meant.
problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place?
To poison
the only
herself.
explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
Why are you trying to set yourself up? The one that killed Sakura, the connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room, there's only one way to explain it. I have to select Sakura's friggin' card thing, don't I?
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
So it's not a murder, it's a suicide.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Well, it's not really a killer anymore, but yeah.
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
That is correct, Tito.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it, all so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Was it because she got beat up? Because, of course...
I got it!
I
The
don't
locked
know, it makes
room
more sense.
mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead, and because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. It's like she left the restroom.
You said you were going to go get everyone else, but your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can.
But there could have still been poison in the bottle, which makes me feel like Byakuya was really dumb for drinking it, and Kyoko was dumb for licking her finger.
Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I got everyone. Whoa, Ogre? Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed. I see.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground.
That's not fair. Like, visual novel type games don't allow us to see that.
Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
I figured she was traumatized.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation.
Is Hina still gonna get executed?
As long as you could disguise the truth. You didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence. And yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Now I have to do my stupid comic book thing. Closing. Climax begun. Alright, so... would have been Byakuya. Why is he smiling like that? He's actually the only one that didn't go. Then Toko went in, and she hid in a locker. Right? Unless it shows a different version of her. Yeah, okay. So that one of her hiding in the locker. And then she saw her give Hito candy. And then Hito got scared and attacked her. Wait. Why is it showing? Oh, I guess that's just to show that that's not the one I need. Okay. He hit her with a knife. And then wrote Toko in her blood. And ran. And then Toko came out and saw that. She put the magazine upside down. And then she passed out and Sakura rushed to help her. And then Genocide, Jill woke up, smashed her on the head with the queen, and then just cleaned everything up and she zoomed off. And then Sakura woke up and felt the blood on her head. Oh no, grabbed him. Grabbed it. Poison. But that doesn't make sense. Plus those aren't her hands, that's the killer's hand. That's Hina's hand. So, this one, I guess. And she drank the poison, and then we came, saw her. And Aoi grabbed the bottle and put it in her pocket. And then swapped it with...
The killer is
Let's see
you!
if that works.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko, she got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
Can I just say that Sakura's arm looks really good there? Sorry, I was just like staring.
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Like an idiot. Oh, shoot. Wrong way, I have to show... No, I'm good. I know what that is. It's this one.
Here's exactly what happened.
Alright, continue.
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
was Aoi.
Was you, Hina.
So is she gonna get executed, or?
That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life, and you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Because I'm smarter than you, you just don't want to admit it.
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
You looked at it from a murderer's point of view instead of a friend's.
See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Okay, so what happens now? It's not great. It's not great. I'm not gonna lie. 85.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
How are we gonna vote?
I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened?
No one is.
Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I don't understand. Who's getting voted? Yeah, okay, Sakura killed herself. Okay. So no one gets executed then?
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you
So
say?
that's the whole truth then, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest
What
of
are you
us.
thinking?
And yet you. Why would you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died there.
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you were gonna take us all with you?
We have to atone for our sins because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
If you're serious, that's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine.
I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't forgive this!
my closest friend got hurt.
Sakura.
Because of me, my friends are going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility.
Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is?
Don't worry, I just wanted to talk to them. I just want to talk to them.
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you...
Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
Won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you'd pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
You came.
Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you.
What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I
Have a favor to ask.
Oh, she actually said it.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
I'd like. Could I ask you to?
Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder, and that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura, so I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in, please! Open the door!
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weakness, just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it, and that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out in the end. I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey! Hey!
Sorry to interrupt, but you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but...
Hey!
It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion is what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Or what her suicide note meant? Of course, I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it really was like this? The last testament, Sakura Ogami, he switched her note.
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But you know already...
Bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all by me, baby.
It's true!
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? Then... You lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lied. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit. I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? Did the case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Heck, even if the will had let factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? All this is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey! Hey!
But haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first
But
place?
hold on!
And isn't it just so unfortunate killing yourself is just so final, You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Give me the willies.
Enough already.
You get on with it, please.
Yes, indeed!
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. Ahem.
My good friend Hina, there is something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school,
Or should I use Sakura's voice?
it was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
The mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried until the first murder happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying to desperately stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything...
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel.
So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Then why did you kill yourself? Of course, because of that I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or maybe just moronic.
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony, The mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me, except now we've lost our greatest asset. For that, I'm willing to give up my
If it can
life.
save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
Aw, she's adorable.
Whatever
I
you
miss her.
think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Aw.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating
No
us?
way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. That's depressing as fuck. But also puts us at a great disadvantage. She sacrificed so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was her only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really sorry, truly sorry, but don't be sad, please. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through the actions and not words. Hopefully when
I
they'll
never
see.
saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else.
Please.
No matter what, just survive.
Oh.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless.
Oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, the next victim? No one here blames anyone.
Huh?
First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note, and plus, Sakura's death wasn't a
Say
waste.
what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well,
I don't blame her. I can't blame her, and nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we needed to destroy is you, no one else.
What? What do you
What the
want?
What the heck? That's not how this is supposed to go.
Strange.
But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Ah, lovely Byakuya, you understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game, which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for
Don't
this
make
game.
me repeat myself.
There's no point in participating in a game which has lost that sense of excitement, which is why I will no longer be participating in it.
What's going on here?
Now I have only one thing to look forward to,
It's all clear.
and that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. And Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go, and if the Mastermind turns out to be a guy, then maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
hey,
Well, now can you say that Sakura's death has no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still going to be the one having the fun time.
what the heck?
Fun time? Anyway, let's forget about the good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
want me to
It's
punish
the
you
moment you've all
guys?
been waiting for. Punishment time?
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens no. Just because the Blackened is dead doesn't mean I can't sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Who? Alter Ego. No! No. Alter Ego. She can't move. He can't move. Oh my god. Oh, tell me she uploaded to the internet at least. Oh, Alter Ego. No. Oh, that's a buff Monokuma. Oh, she can only look at it. Oh no. Oh. Excavator Destroyer. Bye. How are you still? Oh, no. Okay. No, that's not good. Oh, Alter Ego, no. I think he's dead. I think he's dead. I think he killed him. Oh, you rolled him up into a little ball. Oh, you turned it into a Monokuma ball. Oh, Alter Ego, I'm so sorry. It's because we put you in the secret room and connected you to the Ethernet cord. Fuck. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. Oh, that really took a lot out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilliest goodness. The grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at. Okay.
So...
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still...
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. I might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy, boiling over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
What's the matter?
Huh? You were friends with a laptop. That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up! He wasn't just a laptop, he was my friend. And you killed him. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things? Like, even laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way and I was trying to find out. It was trying to find out things out, all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed him.
Actually...
Finally? No, I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were all using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You knew, and you still were cocky enough to let us take the plunge.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel 1 billion times better.
very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing, it even makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death isn't meaningless either. Everyone who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this. I'll murder all my friends, become Super Saiyan, and then kill you.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad, just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that,
Uh-huh.
I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left to Sakura's note.
Huh?
Do I have your attention? Okay, then here we go. Prepare your ears for the dual set tones of yours truly.
One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mysteries of the school.
What? What? A clue?
Hina,
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole thing, the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? Makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. Is to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard, no matter what, and that's seriously it. Huh, wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lie down and die, she'll fight you. Well, whatever, who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try and get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing, but what was that all about? Sakura's final message? Her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school? The mastermind did something to us. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? Yeah, she asked what he did to her body. It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial's over, Monokuma's gone.
What?
So, now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back up? Oh, yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But, Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan on to apologize? How about you make that last one? Make that the last one. I haven't reached the point where I need someone to apologize to me more than once.
sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. But then, I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That is absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Ball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball, 'cause you are a sleazeball.
See.
Apparently you still have a death wish. More biting sarcasm? No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want the abuse, give and take. Me. Guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, it's just how it is for now. And so, Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms and before long, night snuck up on us.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited.
You got it, dude.
Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Whatever. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep, but the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Wake up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into a half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. Oh, thank God, it's her.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
How'd you get in my room?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door. It was unlocked. You were unbelievably careless. It was unlocked. Are you serious? Always. And you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is
Correct.
it? 3 o'clock in the morning, of course. It's 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Hi. It's so late. What happened?
Makoto.
I have a favor I need to ask. What's your favor?
So...
Remember that Sakura said at the end of her note, I'm not going to lay down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what you meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered, the data center on the 4th floor. What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Guess we're going there. Leave the area? Might as well. I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I wound up in the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here. That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hand to the door with a certain amount of force. It didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up, mister? Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But I can see that, you dolt. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself.
Unbelievable.
Look like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? No, nothing like that. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko!
You too? You guys?
Whatever, the two of you just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
shall we go?
Don't worry about it. Let's just go. Okay.
Yeah, go on, get out of here. Shoo, shoo.
So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
Hold on! Listen, what was that all about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing? What's the point of all that?
Whew.
Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation like always, but...
Goodbye.
Well then, good night. Sure. And then that was over. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering in my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school.
Alive or lying dead?
The one they call the ultimate despair.
The mastermind?
Watch out for her.
Mukuro... I forgot the last name already. Ikisaba? Chapter 4, All-Star Apologies. The end. How many of us are left? 6. 7? 2P continued. Oh. I received the alter lump present. Oh, is that what he turned alter ego into? That's depressing.